Hello, welcome back. How you guys doing? We're back at Cousins Burgers.
Back at it.
ChaiGPT.
I think you've been living here, right, Shah?
That's why I look like a hobo. I actually got a haircut and like my beard shaved yesterday. I went to a local place and everything, and it doesn't look like I got anything done. I look homeless.
That's
Well,
okay.
the place looks
You're
nice.
Not, you're not homeless.
Thank you. Yeah, it's coming together.
If someone says, "Yeah, I'm homeless," but at least I have a business.
Yeah. By the time this airs, Cousins will be open.
Yeah.
Yo, it would be
That's
sick
true,
if you got the whole building eventually with apartments you can rent out of time.
Wait, what?
That'd be
So
sick.
your
Are we
workers-
jumping the gun a bit?
Anyways, no, sorry.
So your
Anyways,
workers
okay.
can live here?
We can start. We can get into some topics. So, one thing that I've been noticing over time,
Yeah.
growing up, me
Yeah.
and my siblings, we loved Disney movies.
Yeah.
Pixar was owned by Disney, I think,
Yes.
Yes.
right? And then they sold it, or
Yeah.
something happened.
Yep.
But anyways, those movies were the best, man. The Bug's Life and all those great Disney movies, Mermaid, Aladdin, etc., etc. But it seems like as of recent, people have gotten away from Disney movies. Now, you guys have kids
Right.
that are Desi American Muslim kids.
Yeah.
Like, how do you guys feel about exposing them to what Disney tries to do in their woke agenda, I guess you could call it, today?
Yeah, I mean, it's been backfiring on them left and right. Like, they've had one flop after another,
Yeah.
right? Like,
For sure.
Buzz Lightyear should have been like a home run, right? They've built
Absolutely.
that brand for like 20 years,
Yeah.
and then this movie comes out and flops, right?
Well, I think outside of Muslims, people have just been boycotting them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just parents in general. Like, they don't want that woke agenda part of their, family structure.
Yeah.
Well, there's like, I remember back in the day, some of these like really big animated Disney movies
Yeah.
would take like 4 or 5 years, and they were just complete masterpieces. By
Yeah.
the time they came out, it was like top of the charts, and everybody was vibing with it, and it just had a solid message. We've gotten away from that a little bit.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I think these movies still take a large effort, right? But these people, like the animators, stuff like that, they're being like driven into the ground. Like they've like boycotted and like what's it called? They went on strike and stuff like that because
Why?
just because they're being worked unreasonable hours in like
Right.
in game development. There's something called crunch, and that's like when a game is about to come out, but they're not done with it, so they're working like obscene hours and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So.
Right.
It happens with every single Marvel movie. Any sort of like anywhere that you see like they took shortcuts in like their CGI and stuff. But let's get back to the topic. Like the last couple movies, they're just not memorable. I can't remember a thing about them. Like
Right.
what is it that made like Aladdin,
It's like
Lion
classic.
King.
Lion
Yeah.
King, a masterpiece? Like what is it about those
Amazing.
movies? Like Lion King is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Lion King's so good.
Yeah, in recent times, I can't recall if something was a masterpiece. Like, Coco was pretty good.
Coco's really good. Moana was really good.
Moana's good.
Moana was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do they stack up against, like, all time?
So this is also also there's a debate that for us those are our all times because they are connected to the nostalgic feeling of us being children.
True.
So maybe some of these the movies that are coming out to our kids are the greatest of all time.
Yeah, there's definitely
You know what I mean?
that aspect that plays into it.
But they're also like retreading everything, right? Like
Yeah.
like they're remaking the movies that we love in like fancy like polished CGI, but you don't get the same feeling. Like I watched Lion King, it was good, right? But in Lion King, what you'll notice is that none of the animals have expressions,
Yeah.
right? So when you watch like like Pumbaa and Timon, and they were joking around, they were smiling, laughing, and stuff like that, right? And you could see like when they were being chased by hyenas, the dread on their face. And in the CGI movies, they have none of that.
Well, you can't exaggerate that either, right?
No, you can do it, but they chose not to, right?
But I think they're relying on the CGI to cover up the
because it's
lazy
like
writing.
the realism of it.
Yeah.
I mean, lazy writing, they kept the same. What was the difference?
It was almost exactly the same story.
Yeah, I think it was just more of a focus on Simba this time.
Except like where in the other one he goes, I would get downhearted every time, and he goes not in front of the kids. In the new one, he just says I farted or whatever. Like that was their cool thing to do.
It was really funny. I think the corny like jokes
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the seriousness on keeping it G
Yeah.
in the older stuff made it so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
what's
I mean,
funny is that maybe you remember this. I don't.
Yeah.
You might be too young for this, but remember when they used to have like these Easter egg secret messages
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the old Disney
yeah,
movies?
Yeah.
Like in the cloud of dust in Lion King spells like some perverted word.
Oh yeah.
Well,
bro.
well,
So there was a lot of that going on.
This still happens.
I think in one of the Little Mermaid movies or something, there's like penises in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where like they had, like they were like shells, not shells, but they were like little chimney-looking things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see,
It-
that stuff was like subtle. You had to really like slow it down,
Yeah.
pause
Why
it.
was that there?
I don't know.
In the Rescuers Down Under, there's like a plane scene and there's like a lady like flashing them.
I look at it like an
But
artist.
again, like this was just an artist having fun.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It took many
That's
years
what
for
it is.
people to figure it out. Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's like every artist like hides like secret messages in their artwork. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people do that.
That's
Yeah.
scary, dude. That's
But now-
scary when you talk about Disney movies, dude. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro. Like, do you guys, what? Like,
But would you
are-
rather have a subtle message that you have to look
I
for,
rather
dig
have
through,
no message. I
or
rather
like
have no message.
No
Or, like,
message.
all up in
That's
your-
it, right?
Like, why do you have to have a message
so,
about a
like-
story about a freaking fake mermaid?
or like woke
So
agenda?
what is entertainment? It's escapism, right? It's for you to forget all the stuff that's
Right.
going on to
Yeah.
you, right? So when I was a kid and I was living in my one-bedroom apartment, getting beat up at school by like people who were not me or different than me, right? Then I'd watch my movies, I'd watch my Batman animated series, I'd watch my X-Men, and that's the escapism, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what you had.
Right.
You had your Saturday morning
It
cartoons.
shouldn't be about that. Yeah, it shouldn't be
Yeah.
about what message are you getting across to children. I think you have to let children have a creative message for themselves.
Do you know there's a movie
Right.
called Red that came out? It flopped tremendously.
Red?
Red. I think it's a Disney movie called Red, and it was about like
Oh, the fox.
yes,
Yeah.
So it's
I saw it.
It's supposed to be about like somebody having a period.
Yeah, the girl getting used to her period.
What
That was the
are
whole
we
theme.
doing?
This is on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
What do
Like
we? What? I don't know. Like let.
but it's
let-
hard for us to understand it because we're men. Like we
no,
don't know
but let fifth grade teachers
handle it.
handle that. You know what I mean? Let the parents
Maybe
handle
they're
those
not handling
conversations. They should. I mean, they should be handling those conversations. Those are the conversations. You need
I
to
wonder,
have.
like, who did they
well,
survey?
that's what it is, right?
Like,
so-
which parents did they survey? Like, all right, we need to address the young girls having their periods.
No, I don't know how they poll.
Yeah,
for
how do they
topics.
No, that's like an echo chamber, right? Like there are these execs, right? And then like they're asking people's opinions, and those people are like, yeah, you're right, and that's what happens. Like when you have like subordinates who are just gonna yes you and tell you what you want to hear, and that's what it sounds like. What's happening?
Yeah.
I think it's also our generation is growing up, and we think we're more woke than we actually are, and so now we are the decision makers in these rooms, and we're trying to push a trend that we feel is coming,
Yeah.
but I think we're doing too much. I don't know. I just think we're doing too much.
I think the problem is that we're also being inundated from like all sides, right? So Nick Merckx, he's a
No, I
Twitch streamer. He's like really famous, like Jack Dude who plays like Call of Duty. He's on there with like Tim the Tatman and Dr. Disrespect. So these are like big big streamers, right? And so he went on and he's like, listen, I have nothing against the LGBTQ community and everything like that, right?
Right.
And this was on the topic of the books that are in schools, right?
Fair.
Yeah.
And like what's being taught to kids and stuff like that, right? About the LGBTQ stuff, right? And like the sex change or what's that called?
Transgenders.
But there's like that procedure or whatever, right?
Or like actual sex changes.
Yeah, but like it's like that process.
Sex affirmation surgery.
That's it, right? And like so, I think it was around that, and he just basically said like let the parents teach the kids this,
Yeah.
right? And Call of Duty went like we don't stand by him and this and that
Wow.
and he used to have a skin in Call of Duty, and they
Oh,
removed him
wow.
from the store,
That's
and they
absurd.
cut like all ties with him.
That's absurd, dude.
Yeah,
I really do think we have to go back to that, and I'm seeing a trend.
yeah.
I know you homeschool your kids.
Yeah,
I'm seeing a trend amongst all my friends that have kids. Homeschooling is the way to go, man. They'll
Yeah,
do like
alhamdulillah.
they'll do some like type of religious school, and then they'll create a foundation on top of that of
Right.
homeschooling. And I know your kids go to public school.
My kids do go to public
So
school.
what do you guys?
Well, we've
like,
experienced some stuff.
how do you make that decision?
to go to public school?
I mean, how do you make that decision like right now with all the stuff that's happening?
Well, his wife has a
Wokeism.
background in education, right? So like she can
Yeah.
do that.
It
and
was
they-
actually her decision. I just kind of co-signed.
yeah.
And so far, alhamdulillah, it's been working out.
Yeah, you got good
Yeah.
kids and good smart kids.
Yeah.
But you know, like I bought that house because of the school district. Methacton's considered one of the top
Yeah.
school districts in the area, and so like the whole idea was that I have cousins who went there,
Yeah.
right, and they're doing awesome, like all of them, right. I've told you about them, right. Each one of them is doing amazingly well, and they're all well rounded. They're good kids and all that. I'm like, that's where I want to raise my kids, right. But it wasn't just the school, right? It was they went to Islamic class every Sunday. They went to Sunday school,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So you have to have reinforcement of your values
Absolutely.
that you push on them, because if in an absence of that, that's a vacuum, right? That's where you can be influenced, and your kids can be influenced.
See, from my perspective, I don't care if you're gay, trans, whatever. As long as it doesn't affect my, family foundation,
Yeah.
then I'm okay with
Well,
it. But
I-
once you start disturbing what I have to teach my kids, then I feel like not just me, but a lot of parents have an issue with it, even non-Muslims.
And honestly, I don't have any. I've never had any issues with like gay or trans people,
Right.
ever. I just think that like kids are too young to make those decisions.
Yeah.
So I think you can't get a tattoo until you're 18, right?
Right.
Like let's wait till they're 18. Let them. Then you can go do whatever you want, whatever you feel like doing. That's on
Wait.
them.
So good thing you brought up age. My sister, she was sending her oldest son. He's 2. He's 3 now, but she was in Boston sending him to daycare. And then one day there was like a surprise visit from like a transgender person on site. So he's wearing like a skirt and talking about no one notified the parents that this guy was going to be visiting or this person.
It's like a very liberal
What's really weird to me in
Yeah.
all this
Yeah.
is, bro, transgender people and like the LGBTQ community
Yeah.
Yeah.
is still such a tiny
Right.
percentage of the overall population of
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of one of these things where like the more parents are I think in America we are seeing like an extreme reaction to some of this stuff. Like people are like, it's almost as if like, they think that if you're gay or whatever and you go into a classroom and talk about it,
Yeah.
you basically just open up a bag of coronavirus to the kids. It feels like that reaction of like, how do you just, whereas I think we have to realize that it's kind of, that law about like the more you focus on something, the more you kind of go towards it.
Yeah.
So the more you focus on like how bad this is, or more focused on like the problem in itself, I think the more exposure we give it, and the more exposure we give it, the more people start thinking about getting ahead of that.
I think
that's
outside
what-
of that, it's the fact that they're involved with all these media outlets. They control what gets released. They control what topics are being addressed in these movies that our kids are watching.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. I feel like that's why Disney failed.
So do you guys shy away from watching, like, do you intentionally shy away from watching Disney or certain things? Like
2 reasons why I would not watch something right now. The first one is like any sort of agenda that
Yeah.
I'm not in agreement with, right? And
Right.
as a parent, I think I have the right to do that, and I'll let my dollars speak for that,
How
right?
do you find that out without actually watching?
I do a lot of research.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Fair.
I actually will research things before
Yeah.
I did. Like
That's the way to do it.
Last week for my daughter's birthday, I threw on Wonka, right? And
Classic Wonka or?
the
No,
new
remake,
one, the new
remake.
one.
What?
With Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy
No
Chalamet.
way.
Yeah.
How's that?
It looks
It's
decent.
it's got really good reviews, and it was made by the guy who made Paddington.
Oh, wow.
And Paddington is a
Paddington was so
fantastic
good.
movie.
Yeah.
And those are all like they're awesomely entertaining movies,
Yeah.
right? They made a lot of money, no agenda whatsoever. They're just fun.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
what
did
it
the
should
research
be.
before watching?
I have to as a parent.
Yeah.
And like honestly, I think I'm gonna set up a website where like
That's a great idea.
woke or not.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
But that's why there's a saying, right? Go woke.
I'm
go
not
broke.
joking. If somebody like anybody's watching this, I just gave you like $1 million idea or $100 idea. Who knows?
Do your due diligence.
Yes.
As a parent.
Yes.
You have
We
to. You have to
We
because like even like there was a really like on Netflix there was an amazing cartoon movie that was coming out and it looked so good,
Yeah.
like amazingly well.
Yeah.
And it actually had what's his name, the Muslim guy, the British Muslim guy, Riz Ahmed.
Ahmed.
Yeah, so he was one of the voices. I'm like, oh, that's awesome,
Nice.
right? Let's support. And there was some like woke stuff in there, and I'm like, all right, now I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, I think that's a tough decision. I mean, I don't have kids yet, but just thinking ahead and taking in what you guys are saying, I mean, this is tough, bro. Like,
But I think the tides are turning. Like people are waking up. Like Disney brought back their old CEO. So there's clear like initiatives from their side to
And
kind of change
his
things
and
up.
he made a statement that says that we're gonna focus less on agendas.
Exactly.
Just
And
focus on a
We're
fun
gonna
story.
make it
Yeah.
entertainment.
Right.
Focus on
entertainment.
one, like a blue dragon or some stupid
And then
shit.
the other thing I have with Disney is like they just keep repeating stuff. Like even like the Star Wars movies that they made new are like based on like almost exactly the same as the
Which
old
ones?
ones. Like if you talk about like
The
what's-
Mandalorian?
no
Is that what
the
it's
the one with like Rey and Finn and all
I
that.
don't know.
The newer ones. Rey.
Nope.
Did you not watch this?
Mhm.
With
That's why he's a nerd.
Kylo Ren.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yo, he's a good actor.
He's a
That
great
dude
actor.
he's come a long way.
Bro,
since
he's
then.
in
He's solid.
He's the only one who's like actually made it past that, right?
He was in
Him and that guy from
Attack the Block.
Wasn't-
Andor or
Oh yeah.
Wasn't he the
He's a
guy?
great
Wasn't
actor.
he also the character in Guardians?
No,
was he? No.
Didn't he play the evil guy in Guardians?
he's never been in our Guardians movie.
No, the guy with the big shoulder pads, the hammer,
Oh,
with the.
Thor?
No, man.
the shoulder pads.
I know Thor.
Oh no, that's not him. No, that's a different guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but Kylo Ren was the one with the long hair.
Yeah.
He wasn't that. I watched a recent movie of his where he landed on this like island,
Okay.
and they had one girl that survived. He was like it was a bunch of people who were in cryos,
Okay.
and he had to help them get off the island. That
I
was
haven't seen that.
super good. That was super good.
He's a really talented actor, man.
He's great.
And I think he came to acting like late. His name is Adam Driver.
Mm.
Yes.
Um,
So what happened to him? So what happened? You said he was in a movie.
No, I'm just saying that like the movies like they kind of repeat themselves. What they do is they, and then like they had one good movie. Like the first one was like fun and everything like that.
Okay.
The second one came out right, and it basically tried to say "f you" to all the things that happened in the first one, right?
Hmm.
Like Luke Skywalker, like supposed to be one of the greatest Jedis. He's like, I don't want to be a Jedi anymore.
Oh my god.
Like it was just like contrarian, right?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
be like it's like whatever everybody holds like dear, I'm gonna turn it on its head.
That's weird.
And
Why do we do that? What
I
is
don't
wrong with us?
I don't know.
Why
'Cause-
can't we have nice things?
Well, that's why Marvel really succeeded early on is because they like mapped out their whole story arcs. Like they let them have freedom within the movies.
Well, they also
Yeah.
had comic books to help that, right?
Yeah, but they kind of treated it like comic book, right? Because there's continuity.
Yeah, but the 10-year run they went on, that was
Yeah.
remarkable. I don't think anyone's going to
Are they
repeat
coming out
that.
with any more Spider-Mans or anything?
Phase 4, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be more new Spider-Mans. There's a movie like so. There's a whole story around the ownership of the rights of Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
So Sony owns Spider-Man right now, and as long as they put out a movie every once in a while, they continue to hold the rights. So Spider-Man, I think, and a couple of other things. And when Spider-Man appeared in like the Marvel movies, right, like in the Avengers movies, they had to pay Sony like crazy some money in order to do that.
That's crazy.
And then and Sony was doing like a really bad job with like creating Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
And so Marvel actually took on the responsibility of creating them, and Sony made the money on that.
Wow.
And Sony
Because,
exclusively owns Venom, right? Because he's not in any of the Marvel movies.
Yeah, I think we saw him at the end of like something, right? Like he got snapped. He was in the snap. He disappeared at some
That's
point.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy
Yeah.
how they can just own characters.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was the 80s or not.
Right.
Let me own one. Let me own one Daisy guy in one of these
Yeah,
Marvel.
so in
Stan
the,
Lee, man, legend.
in the 80s or 90s, right? They put out like the lowest budget like Fantastic Four movie, like for like no budget whatsoever, just so they could hold on to the rights.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
and then
crazy.
and you saw the Andrew Garfield movies, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those were like they didn't do as well as they wanted.
Yeah.
to.
They weren't bad though.
No,
honestly.
they weren't bad, but
Yeah.
they were like okay, right? Like
Yeah.
they were mid, right?
Right. they were mid.
I think they finally hit the mark with Spider-Man.
Yes.
Both in animated and in
Oh, the
like,
animated ones
and-
are been phenomenal,
They're
dude.
really
Yeah.
good.
The whole multiverse.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's wrap up the conversation on,
Yeah.
on movies real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Getting
so-
hungry.
We'll cut some of this out if we
Yeah.
need to.
We'll
But
top it off.
anyways, the over like zealous push of a message in a lot of
Yeah,
these movies
yeah. Like
has
it's escapism.
diverted. Yeah.
Like make things fun. Like let
Right.
kids be kids.
Let
and-
kids be
Yeah,
kids.
And that's it, right?
Let
like
mermaids
there's
be black. Who
you know,
cares?
And I'll give you a prime example of what they should do.
Yeah.
The Super Mario movie.
Yeah.
Broke
The
like
Super Mario
all
movie was so good.
It was so good.
It was so
it was
pure
like
entertainment.
silly, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was
So
nostalgia. Broke all the records.
Everything.
really good.
Right.
I agree.
CGI was good.
Yeah.
Story was
And
good.
you know what?
Did
Like
Sonic do well?
Sonic did
Sonic
well too.
did well too.
After
yeah.
they changed the face back.
Yeah. Everyone complained about the design.
That change I was okay with.
That's
Yeah.
really
the
weird.
Sonic movie
Yeah,
was
he did
really
look
Yeah, he
weird.
looked
The,
weird,
the
yeah.
initial design looked horrible.
Yeah.
I'm glad they revisit that.
That's
Yeah.
really good.
But yeah, I mean, for the LGBTQ community, like, would they like it if there's like religious groups that are like shoving agendas in the movies?
That's valid.
Right?
That's valid. Yeah, because you
Like-
know, this is an argument that I often come across in comedy a lot. Actually, is when it comes to certain, like, there was a big deal on Dave Chappelle making trans jokes.
Right.
The word retarded
Yeah.
wasn't accepted anymore.
Yeah.
There's all these things that are accepted, but then for the people who are religious, you turn around and people are making jokes about Jesus and
Right.
Muhammad and Moses and this and God and the Bible, and it's like, wait, hold on.
Right.
How can you tell everybody that no, you can't say these
You're
things,
offended, right?
but then we can't stand up and say, hey, we're religious.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't say these things, and it's like,
And we're being
honestly-
bigots.
Honestly, in the realm of comedy, nobody should tell anybody what they can.
No
and
holds
cannot
barred,
say.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
I think,
it should be
um,
unfiltered.
But when it comes to like, but my point is, when it comes to
Right.
like Disney and like children's stuff,
It's biased.
like again, like I said, just don't touch any of it, man.
Right.
Just don't. Like, there's no need to.
I think that a lot of people think that there's like a purposeful attack and breakdown of the family.
Yes.
So, yeah. I mean,
Less and less people are getting married now.
Hmm.
I kind of understand that, but
But it's gonna.
but like it seems like like,
it's gonna break the household, like you said. It's gonna break
Yes.
up the household.
Yeah.
The traditional.
divorce rates are high.
Yeah.
Rates are
Yeah,
high.
and
people
like
having kids.
there was a time
Mm-hmm.
when like there was a time when women used to stay at home and everything like that. Men used to work, and then the men would come home and they were able to provide for the whole family. That happens in certain situations still, but what they did was like, and I think this was a government thing or maybe it was a bank thing, or where they encourage women to go out and work and everything like that. And the whole point was
Feminist movement.
Feminist movement, right? Exactly. And the whole point was to collect more taxes. If
Yeah.
they work, you collect more money.
Facts.
And
Yeah.
then the kids are at home by themselves and they can program the kids.
Yes.
That's scary.
Think about that.
That's
Yeah.
so scary.
And there's like
That's a
video,
good tie-in.
I think there's like one of those like Rothschild type families. There's video of them like basically like openly talking about it.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one way to control population.
That's wild, bro.
Just break up the household.
Yeah.
Another way is music, man. I think
Mm.
you can use music for the masses as well. Like, what's so scary to me? It's scary to me seeing artists that I may or may not really even know,
Yeah.
and you see videos of their concerts and they have like 30,000 people
Yeah.
Yeah.
that are chanting word for word
Right.
What
what
they
this
know.
guy is saying. I'm like,
I
does
got-
that not concern anybody?
But I ain't got time for that. I can barely remember like
No, but to
anything.
your point, like all these artists, like if you look at how when they first entered the industry, like Lil Nas X,
Oh my
and if you look at him now, it's like they definitely signed a deal with Shaitan. It's like, all right,
bro, I mean that. So
and they morphed themselves.
So
yeah, that's like
That's
a
very
big-
and
a
that's
lot
just
of
one
people are
example,
like
but
that.
there's so many. There's a whole category of these artists.
People can be shaitan.
Yeah,
You can have human shaitan. You can have jinn
Right.
shaitan. You
different
can have
versions of
You
it.
can have different shit. There can be animals that are shaitan as well.
That's
Legit.
wild.
Yeah. So there's literally people amongst us, around us, that are actually shaitan, but in human form. And I think some of these people become very powerful in their music and their influence. And
Yeah, I mean they're the
spread
voice for
stuff.
like these people, like for the radio,
Is
pop
Taylor,
music.
Is Taylor Shaitan?
I don't know.
Taylor
Has she
Swift?
promoted anything crazy, or does
She's been normal for
has
the
she
most
been
part.
a bad influence on the world?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. Allahu Alam, bro.
I mean, compared to all these other crazy artists,
Yeah,
I don't think she's
so.
pretty normal.
Yeah, I think
I just
I don't like her
I'll be
music or
honest,
anything,
I just like I don't watch music videos and I stay
Yeah,
away
I
from
don't.
that stuff.
Music,
Yeah.
I've never.
I listen.
Dude, that died with MTV, or what was it?
Yeah.
The Carson Daly show. What was it?
Something,
Total Request
some-
Live?
Live, right? Yeah.
Yo, but MTV was like what did it, right? You come
That
home
was
after
popping
school,
back in the day,
music
man.
videos for it.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't get into like I just listen to my old stuff.
you can't watch anything now.
Yeah, I just listen to my old stuff.
Yeah.
Once in a while I hear like a good thing. Like I like The Weeknd. I think that guy's
Oh,
good.
he's solid, dude.
And he's cool because he actually donated to Palestine. He
Yes.
sent like $1 million.
He's a
over
good
there.
dude.
He's a
That's
good dude. And I just like his music. And you know why I like it? Because it sounds like the old stuff.
Yeah.
I am a big like I like Desi music a lot.
Love it.
Like
Yeah,
South
me
Asian.
too.
Yeah.
But I love the old school vibes of like Lucky Ali, and I love the old school vibes of like some
Legend.
of the classic Atif stuff.
Yes.
Some of the classic things like that, it just make you feel so good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Like I miss is just rock. I feel like rock music has just
Just
died.
regular rock music.
Now it's all about like 808s and like freaking
Yeah.
synth music and like make it
not-
sound
Wait, is it-
auto
like,
tune.
I don't even know what new rock sounds like, honestly. I know that Blink-182 got back together recently.
Yeah, all the old bands are getting
Bro,
back together because no one else
Blink-182,
is putting out new
U2.
rock music.
Yeah. I used to like Linkin Park, Three Doors Down,
Yeah.
Goo Goo Dolls,
Yeah, classics.
all those.
But yeah, I think rock needs to come back.
Bro, and don't even get me started on new rap. I don't even understand.
Oh my god, it's like mumble.
Like it doesn't even make sense to me. It's
and they're
not-
all rapping about the same
It's
stuff.
not cohesive.
And I think Snoop Dogg said it the best. It's like you can't differentiate X rapper to Z rapper.
cannot,
They
absolutely.
all sound the same.
Bro, I used to love the fact that you could listen to like West Coast rappers
Yeah.
and see the West Coast and hear
No, bro,
the West
but
Coast
dude-
vibe, and then East Coast rappers you could hear the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
everyone
what
had
I-
their individuality, right?
Yes.
DMX sounded different than Jay-Z.
You had
Jay-Z
to
sounded
sound
different than Ja Rule. Ja Rule sounded different than
I think nowadays
Snoop Dogg.
Ja Rule sounded like DMX.
Well, he did, yeah.
Let's just be clear.
Yeah,
Ja
that
Rule.
is true.
If you look at every one of these initiatives, right? It's a business. What does that mean? That means there are people that pay for the production of this music
Yes.
so that they can make a profit on sales.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line, right? But in today's day and age,
Yeah.
the only way to do that is trend. Trend drives everything. Think about the trend that happened with sneakers recently, and then all of a sudden, sneaker sales and resales
Yeah.
went crazy.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the new producers of music are like, give me a sound that's popping right now. Give me a sound that's trendy.
You think they're using like AI to like?
No, I think 100. So I think 100 people are doing the same shit because it's all trendy, and all they care about is trends.
But to your point, the music is so like rudimentary that AI will be able to replicate it.
Oh,
Like
they've-
it's not unique anymore.
They've already done that.
Right.
They've already done
They've
that.
already done that. So
But what I'm saying is,
I think there's still like plenty of use of autotune and stuff too.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah,
But what I miss is I miss the classic voices. Like I
the
miss.
ruggedness.
I
right?
miss the like.
The raw
I could tell singer to singer.
Yes.
I could tell band from band. I could
Yeah.
tell.
Now they all sound the same.
Yeah, and like when you listen to like something you haven't heard in a while, and you get transported back
Oh,
to that
feels
time.
great.
Right? Like,
It feels.
And
great.
like people were complaining. I don't know if you heard, but Killer Mike won album of the year,
then he got
rap
arrested.
album.
Then he got arrested.
But people were complaining Travis Scott should have gone in. I'm like, what has Travis Scott rapped about that was meaningful?
Yo, but
His beats are amazing, but that's not
I
rapping.
don't even understand the point of most of his music.
Yeah, it's pointless.
I was listening.
He's just rhyming random words. There's no meaning to it.
I was listening to this recent. I think it was a podcast he was on.
Yeah,
But people were talking. Russ, you guys know rapper Russ?
I've heard of him.
He's cool. He always has a really good messages in the music. He's really talented. Has some of that OG vibe to him.
Like J. Cole.
Yeah, but he was talking about that. He was like, you have people talking about taking drugs and doing drugs that they don't take.
Yeah.
Then you have rappers.
Yeah.
Then you have rappers that come up listening to you, and they start taking those drugs because you're rapping about it, and they end up dying and doing some crazy shit based off of shit that you never even did.
You never even did.
He's like the I don't know if it was him, but anyways, the absurdity of that
Yeah.
to me is like that is not what. That's not what an artist or someone that you look up to as a musician should inspire you to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It should inspire you to be the most unique version of yourself. Like the comedians that I love are comedians that are so uniquely them that they can't be copied, and that they
Yeah.
encourage you to do the
But
exact same
Osman,
thing.
rap and hip hop originated from oppression.
Yeah.
It didn't originate from drugs and
Money
alcohol
and-
and
yeah,
flashing
yeah,
your
yeah.
jewelry all over the place.
You know what's also really funny? I have to say this, is I love the movement of like all these new rappers. It's like converting to Islam.
Yeah.
But like, bro, before you convert to Islam, change your freaking IG handle, bro. I see imams posting. It's like, yeah, at money and bitches forever, convert to Islam. It's like, bro, change the freaking Instagram handle at least, bro. Like,
It's like, what's that rapper? Kevin Gates. He's apparently Muslim.
yeah,
But then he's doing everything that's like
no,
questionable.
but at least change your like.
Image.
Even if you don't change your name, right? I don't
Yeah.
care. That's not.
I don't care
doesn't
about the
matter
name,
that.
but
like, bro, you can't have an imam or a masjid posting about congratulations to at gets loads of money and hoes. You know what I mean? Like, what? You know, like, just change that, dude, and then
Yeah.
it's fine. But like, it's really funny to me seeing that.
Does that happen?
Oh yeah, it happens all the time, bro. Whenever these guys, because some of these guys have some raunchy ass.
I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna make my extra ridiculous.
what?
Why are you
My
converting?
IG handle.
Are you
Yeah.
converting to something?
Loads
What are
of
you
money
converting
and-
to?
Yeah, what are you converting to, dude?
I'm just converting my IG handle.
Okay. Convert your IG
Just
into
to go viral?
Yeah, sure.
You should make an IG for cousins and be like, cousins has officially accepted Islam.
You know what's gonna be funny? They're gonna think it's a matrimonial site for cousins.
Oh snap! Can you imagine?
That'll make you go viral. Boom.
You want to go?
so
Hey, we'll do
Yeah,
a cousin's wedding here.
It won't go viral. It will go viral.
Viral.
It will be viral.
Viral. But dude, think about it. A dating app just for cousins.
Cousins still buzz.
Cousins viral.
Coming soon. From
Bro, isn't it?
Same place that brought you burgers.
Isn't it true that Pakistan, 60% of all marriages in Pakistan are cousin to cousin?
Yeah.
We're number one.
I have a
in the
lot of
world.
friends that
We're number one in the world for that, dude.
yo, we own up to that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Anyways. So music changed significantly. I think
Yes.
quality of
Yeah.
music and also quality of talent of talented people
Yeah.
has gone down significantly. I think we were
Yes.
talking about like
I think it's hard to stand out because
but-
everyone's doing the same shit.
no, I think I that's the thing. I think there's too many people who aren't talented enough to be as famous as they are.
Yeah.
That's
why I
Oh.
appreciate like
yeah,
people,
we're celebrating mediocrity.
Yeah, we
It's
talked
just
about
the
that. We talked
bottom
Yeah,
line.
we did.
But that's why I appreciate like people like Jid. He's amazing. One of the newest rappers. J. Cole, obviously. Kendrick Lamar. So
Kendrick
people like that
Lamar,
stick
yeah.
out.
But
because
that's why
genuine.
I also like talented people who are like on America's Got Talent. And
Yeah,
stuff.
but so
Yeah.
like how I think of it is that like the people like the Kendricks, right? They're gonna have longevity, right? Like they'll probably have a very long career, where those people will just the other one's
Die
just
out.
gonna go by the wayside at some point. Trends will change. We talked about trends,
Yes.
right?
One-hit
Trends will
wonders.
change, and they're like, what are they gonna do at that
That's
point?
valid,
Yeah.
bro. There's so many rappers that are apparently famous and rich, and I'm like, I have no clue.
I've never heard of you.
Never heard of
Who are
you.
those, the Jungle Boys? That's those. You see those guys?
I've never even.
honestly,
heard of
this new age rap should be its own genre. Just call it something else. Don't call it hip hop and rap. That's not what I associate with
That's
when I
valid.
grew up.
that. Oh, I remember the interview recently with Yasin Bey, Mos Def,
Yeah.
and he got asked, he's like, do you think
Oh yeah, about
You
Drake.
think Drake is hip hop? And he goes, no, Drake is pop.
It makes you wanna when I'm at the shopping mall.
Yeah, he's like shopping mall
hear
music,
Drake.
but he's
Yeah.
like, it's pop. It's not hip hop. It's
Exactly.
pop.
That's what it's.
Although Drake is
I
like,
agree.
talented, like Drake
He
does
is,
make
but
good
he puts
music.
out hits that is
But
not hip
He
hop.
puts out like poppy music. It's not. Yeah, I got his point.
Yeah.
He said hip hop is supposed to have a message and
Right.
it's supposed to have like a
Yes.
movement and action behind
And
it.
Mos
That's
Def
exactly what I was
Mos
saying.
Def
It
is one of the
comes
most
from-
respected like rappers ever.
Oh yeah.
Most Def, of course.
Yeah.
He's
Of
a
course.
genius.
Talib Kweli.
Talib Kweli, yeah.
Yeah.
High tech, that was their thing.
Yeah. Black Star.
Yes. That was great, man.
Nas.
Oh
was
yeah.
great.
Legends, man.
For sure. I'm thinking from now on, when I go do my shows,
Mm.
my walk on music is I Know I Can by Nas. But yeah, I think that's a good song to like walk on.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, folks. Subscribe, follow, share. Please help us grow ChaiGPT. Have a good one.